What's going on, everyone? I'm Lunatic Coach of the Brookings and Bennett, and we are here with the final week of the PWC. We're going up against Justin, and this is an incredibly important game. The winner of this game makes playoffs, and the loser does not. So we're literally head-to-head fighting for this playoff spot. Um, and like Justin has been playing very well. His record, what is it? 6-4. Yeah, that sounds right. And I think two of those losses came from two or three were because he was away for a while and he had a substitute that played games for a few weeks, and that's where those losses came from. But no, Justin is a really good battler. It's a very scary team, very good team. He's shown a lot of comfort with some of these spawns. I know he fucking loves Arcanine. I think he drafted it in every league he might. He loves Arcanine so much. It's a good one. I just hate that he only uses it bulky. I want to see him run some offensive Arcanine. Not against me though. So this was a very hard game to prep for. Shaman, last season he got that Spadef drop with Shaman on my Blaziken. That could have changed the game. Yeah. Fuck Shaman. Anyways, so yeah, there's a lot of things on this team that have the possibility of coming. I'll go through his whole team. He has the Kieran Black, Arcanine, Shaman, Primarina, Miltank, Zipstrika, Landorus Incarnate, which has 3 Sandforce, Aerodactyl, Metagross. I said like in between. Machamp and Mega Sableye. The only mons that I don't think are coming are Machamp, and I really do not expect Mega Sableye. I think my team pressures Mega Sableye too much. Like Darmanitan, even if it's like max defense, Darmanitan still break through that. I have Mega Altaria that basically walls it and obviously threatens it with Fairy Stab. Altaria has to come, just on the off chance, but also it does kind of well against the team. So I don't expect Mega Sableye to come. I don't know what it would do if it does come. I expect the Kieran Black, Arcanine, Shaman. No, not the Shaman. Sorry. I expect Primarina, Melting, and then how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then probably Landorus. Metagross also has a chance of coming. So like I was looking at like those as the mons that would come. And yeah, I do have a little bit of heat on this. Also, I changed the name of my mon to Pink Song. I don't know. I wasn't happy with the nicknames I had this season, and for the last match, I just wanted to change it up. I'm like, well, my whole thing is the color pink, so let me name him after Pink Song. So Raikou is Funhouse. It is Calm Mind, T-Bolt, Substitute, Hidden Power Ice, with 180 special attack, 144 speed timid, and then 184 HP. I want to say that this outspeeds a timid Lando. Fairly certain that 101. That looks about right. The only other thing would be like Kieran Black or Shaman. Could be Shaman. No, I think it's Lando I. If I get a Calm Mind, if I'm able to like Calm Mind and sub, I don't need that many Calm Minds to have Earth Power not knocking out. So yeah, HPS is for like Lando. That's pretty much it, because T-Bolt would hit everything else. HPS could hit Shaman as well, but honestly, T-Bolt hits most of the team, really. I don't remember why, but I didn't expect Zipstrika to come. Even if it did, I can Calm Mind on that. It can't break up, it can't do anything to me, so that's fine, even if it does. yeah, Subcall Mind with Electrum G just to pop something. This set can also set up on the Mega Sableye, because what is Mega Sableye going to do to me? Its offense is nothing. I have bulk investment. I Calm Mind on it. So even if you bring the Calm Mind variant, I Calm Mind better. And I have a substitute. So I'm fast, I set up, and he doesn't have good switch-ins for Bolt Beam. So next up we have Do What You Do, the Darmanitan, because Darm, for the most part, is kind of a one-trick pony. You run Scarf or Band, maybe once in a while a Life Orb. But this one's banded with Flare Blitz, Toxic, Superpower, and Rock Slide. Flare Blitz, as I mentioned before, can break Sableye. With a band, it can Oko? I want to say it. It's been a while since I've been on the couch, but yeah, I feel confident that it Okos. I know it did a lot. Fairly certain of it. Okay. So that thing, that's supposed to be like Wall, dead, Metagross, dead, Aerodactyl not going to take that, Lando's not going to take that. Miltank could. I do also have the Superpower on there to cover for that. The Primarina, again, can take it. It still takes a lot. Shaman doesn't take a Blitz. Arcanine can. Arcanine is really fucking annoying. I hate Arcanine as a defensive Arcanine. Blitz hits the Cure. All three of my moves hit Cure and Black, which is great. Okay, so I have the Toxic because the switch into this will be either Arcanine or Primarina, which means I can Toxic that. Or potentially Miltank, but because I'm banded, even if it has Victor, I think I still do enough where he wouldn't happily take the damage. But I could also Toxic on Miltank. So that's what that's there for. I am max attack Adamant, just so that banded damage. And then the speed, I speed creeped, like a speed creeping Arcanine, and that's it, because everything else I'll have no trouble against. Granted, looking at this again, this happened a while ago. Miltank's the base 100 mon, and I didn't speed creep that. That's a big oversight. It would have been just a little bit more speed to take some out of HP, but that's pretty stupid. I have 248 HP. Renton's fairly bulky. 105 HP is a good amount. But really, this thing is just here to break stuff. Like, he's not doing anything new. Let's go here. Sheer Force, Life Orb, Nidoking. How different. Stealth Rock, Sludge Weaver, Power Ice Beam. Stealth Rock is really nice because it wears down stuff like Arcanine and Cure and Black. Mostly those two, those are the annoying ones. I think he's gonna bring some sort of like bulky Cure and Black. I can't recall him bringing just like a fully offensive. He likes to bring bulky with like Roost and like Ice Beam and then like a coverage mode. Maybe 3 moves on Roost. I don't know. But yeah, getting Rock Slide could be difficult because if he does bring Mega Sableye, I have to be very careful about when I put Rock Slide. But aside from that, I'm max special attack modest. 124 speed, which I can only match with speed 2 Primarina because the rest of his team naturally has speed me. So speed keeping like a faster Primarina. Could actually Metagross too. I think it's Metagross. 128 HP and Force, but that's 3 coverage moves and Stealth Rock. Basically it. Next we have, this is a max speed Adamant Metagross. I want to say that the 237's hitting. I think that's what it is. Anyways, we have Megaltare here. Hyper Voice, Tailwind, Roost, Fire Blast. I have brought DD to all but one game so far, and that other game was Cotton Guard, and that was fun. But I'm bringing the special variant, and the reason for this is because I think special works better, mostly just so that I don't get willowed. Arcanine and Mega Sableye both have the option of Will-O-Wisping me, and because Arcanine does such a good wall of dealing with my Galtaria, I want to be okay with the fact that I'm taking a burn. Hyper Voice also does enough to like Mega Sableye. I also think he's going to expect me to be physical and run like Earthquake for stuff, like Metagross, but I'm going to be running Fire Blast on it instead. The Arcanine still walls this, but because I have other measures, such as getting up rocks and also toxicking it with Darmanitan, I'll be fine with it switching in on this. Hyper Voice does still do a decent amount. I am max special attack and modest, so it'll still hurt. And Hyper Voice, like Kieran Black doesn't take it. Fire Blast on Shaman. Hyper Voice does a decent amount to Primarina. If he brings that, I would have to wear it down with stuff. Have like Nidoking, Darm, Toxic, and then I have Raikou. It took a lot to Miltank, Zeb, Lando, Aerodactyl, Metagross. Yeah, like Arcanine is really the only Arcanine Primarina. But as I mentioned before, like if those come, Darm comes in to threaten something, and then on Toxic, I can switch it into one of those, and that's how I'm gonna deal with them. And get up rocks. 164 speed, that 237 speed, same as Nidoking. 88 in HP and 4 defense. Then I have Tailwind. That's to help out itself or to help out its teammates. Maybe he brings a Scarf something. I can Tailwind the Raikou or Darm, Nidoking, maybe other stuff. We'll get there. I really didn't feel like I needed another move there, and I like the potential of Tailwind because he does have a lot of things in his team that are just naturally faster than mine. Yeah, like Lando Eye, faster than Darm. Shaman faster than Darm. Aerodactyl faster than Darm. He had strange speed too, but I wanted the option to support the team. Next, we're gonna go with the Ditto. Choice Scarf Ditto. I thought Scarf Ditto wasn't. It's not like he had setup mons really, but I thought it was really important to be able to scout out his sets. And there are certain mons on his team that could like reverse sweep him, like just on their own. So I did want Ditto, and I think Ditto is going to be really important to figure out what sets he brings. And because Ditto makes people prep weird for it, people will make sets that will wall itself or gets walled by one of the other mons, and therefore it's a pretty non-traditional set. So I'll see what does what. Fuck, it's hard to explain. Like what he did to prepare for Ditto, and then be able to play around that. I think Ditto is just so good for information, and in this matchup, information is really important. And then lastly, this is called Are We All We Are? Trouble. Mega Galtaria Private Show. And then the last one, this is a set I'm excited for. This could be fun. As I mentioned before, I don't think Mega Sableye is coming, which would make this mon a lot more viable. I'm bringing Choice of Band, Iron Fist, Conkeldurr. Those Mach Punches are gonna hurt. Thunder Punch, Ice Punch for coverage. Hammer Arm does get boosted by Iron Fist. This month, slow, yep. Either take a hit from something and then body it, or come in and Mach Punch something. This thing kills Kieran Black with Banded Mach Punch. Pull up the couch. I should have pulled up the couch for other stuff. Ooh, was there anything there? I sure hope not. Oh. The power of editing if there is. What the fuck? I can't. I forgot. Okay, never mind. I'm pretty sure it echoed Kieran Black. And it really just tears through him. Thunder Punch for the potential Primarina. Fighting Stab beats Kieran Black, Arcanine Shaman, Miltank, Lip Strike. Lando I have Ice Punch, Aerodactyl. Honestly, I don't think Aerodactyl takes a Hammer. Metagross still takes neutral, but it still does a shit ton. I don't think Machamp's coming, and Mega Sableye. If it comes, I mean, I do have stuff like Darm and Altaria to deal with it. So that's why I really don't think it comes. Just because of, like, what's it gonna do, really. That's the team. That's the team. 2 banded users. I don't think he's gonna expect the banded Conkeldurr. And I think that element of surprise, like, by itself, makes this, like, increasing the viability of this. Because I have run, what have I run? I've run Iron Fist. I've run AV. I've run a Berry. I don't think I've run a Life Orb. I've run Guts. I don't think he's gonna expect Choice Banded Iron Fist. And I think that can put in a lot of work. And this is called Won't Back Down. So, that's the team, and let's get to the battle. We're here with the battle. So for one, this is being post-com. I will explain why later. The first thing I noticed about his team was that he did bring the Mega Sableye. And I did not know why. Sorry, charging my phone. I don't know what the point of the Mega Sableye is, but that annoyed me because that means I can't freely click my Fighting Stab with Conkeldurr. So now I have to get rid of it first. But yeah, I don't think Mega Sableye is a threat. It's just there to be annoying for the most part. He didn't bring Primarina. He brought the Miltank, Arcanine, Metagross, Kieran Black, Lando I, and Mega Sableye. So I expected the first 5, obviously. But yeah, so we're gonna start out. He leads the Mega Sableye as I lead Altaria. I just want to scout out what he's gonna do and also get intel. So I go into the Ditto. He Mega Evolved. He goes for Fake Out, which I'm immune to, because I'm a ghost. I swap out going to Raikou. I find out his entire set just from that. I'm gonna go into my book here, where I take notes and find that match. Just because, like I mentioned before, intel is such a huge thing. Okay, so I find out that the Mega Sableye has Fake Out, Knockoff, Hidden Power, and Recover. So Mega Altaria evolves this. I expect the Hidden Power to be Fire for Kartana. There's so many people run Hidden Power Fire just for the Kartana. And if it is Hidden Power Fire, yeah, Mega Altaria just rolls it, which is great because if I get a Mega Altaria, I get the Hyper Voice, basically. So, I have that information now. So I go into Raikou. On the potential knockoff, or if you were to swap, I felt Raikou was a better switch. I didn't want to go into Altaria. I was also pre-Mega, and Raikou has a Z-Crystal. In hindsight, I should have just gone back out into Altaria. Because Mega Stone and... Did I have Roost? I did mention Roost, right? Hyper Voice, Fire Blast, Roost, Tailwind, I believe. I forgot my set already. I think that's what it was. So, hindsight, I just didn't want to go directly back into it because I thought maybe he'd realize that Altaria walls it, so he'd swap out or do something. But he just goes for the knockoff. I have no recovery on this Raikou. I go for a sub as he swaps out. I just go for T-Bolt on Miltank to scout damage. I do get a para. He body slams me. I go out into Nidoking as he goes for another body slam because I eat it better, and then he paras me. So that's unfortunate. I expect him to go Sableye, so I go into my Ditto. I expected Sableye because Let me pause this real quick. Let me go back. I expect him to go Sableye, so my Nidoking can't get rocks up. So let's play that out. And I go into Ditto. Okay. Now here again, I expect him to realize that Altaria comes in on the Sableye every time. There's nothing he can do to Altaria, so I expect him to double or something. Altaria comes in for free, literally free. So I do expect him to switch out here, and you know, I go for a knockoff for that reason, and he goes for his own knockoff. He stays in, so I lose out on my Scarf on Ditto, which is unfortunate. And now I swap into the Altaria. Why is the image not? Okay, interesting. I go into Altaria as he recovers, and now that Altaria is in, now he's scared out. So I want to find out if his switch-in is Arcanine or Metagross. Whichever one it is. If it's Metagross, this Fire Blast is a better play. If it's Arcanine, Arcanine just kind of walls this, but I get to scout out what his initial switch-in is. He goes into Arcanine, meaning I think that means that the Metagross is probably an offensive variant. It's not like Assault Vest or something. Bullet Punch would do a tremendous amount to me, so I am scared of that. That's why I want to catch the Metagross on the switch-in. But he goes into Arcanine. That does 18%. So I swap out into Ditto, again, get some intel. As he goes for the Morning Sun. He's a bulky Arcanine. What a surprise. So from that, I see... sorry, well... so Ditto tells me that he is Morning Sun, Will-O-Wisp, Filler Blitz, and Roar, which is a really interesting set because it walls itself. Also, Mega Altaria can take hits from this. I eat up Flare Blitz. I don't mind Willow. However, I can't touch it back. In terms of other things on my team, Flare Blitz, I guess, is all he needs. Darm can eat a Flare Blitz from this thing. I need to find out his spread. It's probably just defensive. Just like a bunch of defense. For the likes of like offensive, I mean like physical Altaria or like Darm. So that's what I expect it to be. So here, I swap out into the Mega Altaria, seeing that he goes for the Flare Blitz, it does 16%. He goes for Willow, as I just go for the Hyper Whiz, 27%, to better gauge damage and chip it down. So now, I know he's going to go for Morning Sun, I go into the Darmanitan. I just go for a Blitz, but that does over half to this thing. And he shows me he has Rocky Helmet, and he goes for Roar. So now I'm back into Raikou. He goes Miltank. I go for Substitute, in case of Lando coming in. I go for T-Bolt, and he does live it. I want to save my Z-Crystal. So I just T-Bolt again, and Miltank's gone. So we are up here. I think this Landorus is Scarf. So I switch into my Ditto, I take Earthquake, and he swaps out. I go for my own Earthquake as Sableye comes in. It does under half, which means I need to swap out, because Sableye will recover. So I go into Mega Altaria, because, as I mentioned, this thing walls it. Every time I'm going to go for Fire Blast. So now he goes into Metagross. He has Weakness Policy. Bullet Punch will kill me, if I stay in. So I need to swap out, for sure. So... I do swap out. I swap out into Ditto, and he shows Meteor Mash. He doesn't have the Bullet Punch, but now we go for Speed Tie, and I do win it, and I kill him with the Meteor Mash. So I'm sorry to Justin for winning that. He goes into Landorus after, and all my stuff is grounded now, and I figured Nidoking is the most expendable because it's paralyzed. It's not going to outspeed anything on his team, and I get threatened by like all of it. And he still has Mega Sableye alive, and I don't think I'm going to be able to take it out soon. So I'm just going to have to sacrifice rocks to get a switch in. So I go into Ditto. He swaps out. I go for the Hidden Power. So he doesn't fall for that. I go into Altaria. He goes for doubles into Arcanine. So good plan him, realizing finally that Altaria comes in every time. I go for Roost as he Morning Sun, so just a healing turn. I wanted to get a little healthier. I go for Hyper Voice 30% as he roars me. I figured he was gonna roar, which is why I just attacked. Here, I see that the Arcanine is faster than Darm. According to Couch, he was max HP and had a lot of defense. I expected just a bunch of defense and like Impish? Yeah, Impish nature and no speed investment. But apparently he did have some. So he Morning Sun. Luckily he didn't attack me or do anything. And I knocked him out with a Banded Rock Slide. So now he goes into Cure in Black. And this is scary. He goes for Earth Power. Takes out Darm. So now I go into Ditto. I go for... What do I go? I think I go for Ice Beam here, in case Landorus comes in on the Earth Power. I see his full set. His full set is Earth Power, Fly, Ice Beam, Boost. So, he goes into Sableye. He's able to eat that up. I Roost. Yeah, he eats it up, and then I know he's going to recover. So I Roost, get Ditto back up to decent health. I believe here I just spam Ice Beam because I don't anticipate him staying. I do 39% to his Cure in Black, but of course he has Roost too. So I'm just here I'm debating like what to do. But the timer, Showdown the timer, once it hits a certain mark, it'll be that time and lower. So the battle starts at 300 seconds, but then I don't know when the benchmarks start. But let's say it drops down to 120 seconds. Like your time falls down to 120. Then on your next turn, it starts from 120 and then drops down. So what ended up happening was the timer went down to 10 seconds when I brought in Ditto on Cure in Black, which means those last couple of turns I had 10 seconds to make a move. And we don't have a very a specific timer rule intact. I did ask him to stop the timer because I'm like, dude, I just said can you stop, but 10 seconds to turn is ridiculous. A lot of people were just like, well, don't fucking take so long. I'm like, okay, but 10 seconds to turn, it's stupid. The match ends out of time. And that's why this isn't live comp, because I was very salty at that. I was trying to click my move, but it was like half a second too late on it. But 10 seconds is too short, but there's no other way of having the timer work differently. And, I was talking to Justin after, he explained that he didn't have his full attention on the game, so he didn't really notice that I asked about the timer, and because of that, it just ended. So Justin wins by a -1 differential, because I do have more mons than he does. I think I had the advantage from what was remaining in the game, but it is still hard to tell how the game would have gone. Game basically came down to, if I got Altaria in on Sableye, I clicked Hyper Voice, and what could he do? If Altaria comes in on Sableye, I get a kill with Hyper Voice. I still had Raikou, which still had the Electrium Z. The Landorus, the whole game, I thought it was Scarf. Found out it was not Scarfed at all, it was Focus Sash. So, that definitely could have changed the tide of the game. Because if I expect to kill it with Altaria, after setting up a Tailwind, I expect to kill it and it doesn't die, it could kill me with Sludge Wave. I still have the Ditto. So there's a lot that could still happen. But ultimately, just me taking too long on my turns ended up deciding the game. I was upset, but mostly just that of how the timer works. On a cartridge, it's 90 seconds to turn, no matter what. The fact that this can go down to 10, I disagree with. I understand if you're laddering, that I get, but this, and then people say, well, the match starts with 300 seconds. But the thing is, like, it hits benchmarks where you're not going to get 300 seconds every turn if you drop down to a certain amount. I don't know when that starts. I can scroll through this thing, see when it happened. But, like, that's more so what annoys me. And also, Shodan doesn't act the same as cartridge, also in the way that on cartridge, if you don't click a move, it chooses the move for you. Whereas on Showdown, the game just ends. So, we do not make playoffs. Justin does. Where's the timer? 270, 240, 180. There was one turn. Okay. So, the turn that the timer turned on, it starts at 300, then it let me know when it was at 270, then at 240. And the next turn, the timer starts at 240, and then it let me know at 210, 180, 150. So that's a minute on the first turn. 240, that's a minute and a half on the second turn. That's 30 seconds on the next one, 30 seconds on the one after, 30 seconds. At this point, the timer is at 120 a turn. Alright, then I drop to 90, and then I have 90 seconds to turn. Then I drop to 60. Oh, on that turn where I had 90 seconds, that's when I dropped to 10 seconds. Then after that, every turn is 10 seconds. That's really what I'm upset about. Like, Justin played great. I would have really liked to finish the game, but I talked to him about, like, we could try to recreate it somehow, but that didn't work out. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I spilled. Sorry. There's nothing left to say. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be making just an overall season recap. But I don't think there's much left to say about this game itself because the timer. So thank you for watching. I am sorry to disappoint you. This was supposed to be a very exciting match, but no, I can't make decisions in 10 seconds.